Hi guys, Liz Ann here. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you about codependent people and how to recognize them pretty immediately and how to have boundaries with them so that you don't get entangled in a codependent relationship. So the first thing I want to lay down, like I always do, first and foremost, you need to have your own needs being met by you first. So your emotional needs, your physical needs, if you are capable, then you are capable of meeting your needs. In other words, if you're not crippled or have some kind of deep medical need where you need assistance, but if you're capable, if you're a perfectly sound, physically, mentally human being, then you can meet your own needs and they need to be met. And I'm talking about your physical needs, your financial needs, your health needs, your emotional needs. All those need to be met by you first and foremost. This shows you that you're capable. This empowers you. This helps you to be able to enter relationships from a place of just really wanting to get to know somebody, of true interest and finding common ground, rather than entering into a relationship out of a place of neediness. Like, I really need to be loved, or I really would love to have a wife that will, clean my house and cook my meals so I can concentrate on other things. Or I really need a husband that will financially support me so I don't have to go to work all the time. Whatever the need is that you're trying to get met through somebody else. And this can go for romantic relationships, but it also can go for friendships and all types of relationships and friendships that go on out there. One of the ways that you can spot somebody that is very codependent and that is trying to get into a codependent relationship with you, one of the number one ways is that they come in with very quickly trying to tie you to them emotionally. A lot of times it's through flattery. There's a lot of flattery behind it. And it might not be just the flattery of, oh, you're looking good, which it could be that, but it could also be the flattery of, oh, you feel like a brother to me, or a sister, or you just like a mom, or, I would do anything for you, and nobody's ever been as good a friend to me as you have. And this isn't something that they're saying after knowing you for 5-6 years and you've been in a relationship. This is something you haven't even been in a relationship for a year, and you're hearing these really strong, dramatic, passionate statements about who you are and how much you mean to them in their relationship. This is a codependent person reeling you in emotionally. Okay? And the reason why they do that is because they're trying to give you something emotionally, because they want you to reciprocate that. It's because they want to get something from you. This type of relationship will, if you go with it, you'll end up in a place of frustration, and a place that doesn't feel healthy, and that eventually can feel very toxic and can have a lot of drama and different things tied with it. A lot of times we get into these relationships before we're healed and before we understand what codependency is, and then we start to heal and we start to become more whole in ourselves and able to provide our own needs. But we still have these relationships around us that are still trying to come in. And a lot of times they'll try to get closer to us again because we might have distanced ourselves from some of these codependent relationships. They'll try to come in through the same door that they were able to get through before. And when they don't get the answers that they're knocking on that door of flattery, then they're going to up their game. And a lot of times they'll up their game by, trying to get the drama going. What's wrong? What's going on? You're ignoring me, blah, blah, blah. And that's because they have been used to getting a fix from you. They've been codependent with you, and they want that fix, and you're not getting it, and they're going to be frustrated and angry and agitated because they're not healed. one of the best things that you can do first is distance yourself from people that are codependent. In other words, don't take the bait. So as soon as they come in with, hey sister, or hey brother, they want to call you names that are endearing, or hey my good friend, or whatever, and they come in, they maybe haven't heard from them forever, but they come in with these big bold statements that make you feel like you're so important, like you're you're practically the center of their life, even though you know damn well you're not, and you never have been. They've just been codependent upon you and want something from you. But they'll come in with all the flattery and wanting to be nice and feel good. And this is where sometimes it gets very difficult for people that are learning boundaries to have boundaries, because these type of people come in being nice. They're very nice and very flattering. And you don't want to be mean to somebody that's being nice. You don't want to come off as rude, because that's not your nature. And so you kind of just, kind of let them in a little bit, knowing you want your boundaries there, but you start letting them in a little bit. And then pretty soon, before you know it, they've gotten what they need from you and they're off again. Right? They just want something from you. That's basically what it is. You can recognize these codependent relationships in the fact that you're not close. You haven't known them that long, or even if you have known them that long, it's been a distant relationship, or you've never really had made real good memories together. You've just kind of had more of a casual relationship. A lot of these can be online relationships even, where you've maybe never met in person, or have been online, talked on the phone, or on a Zoom call or whatever, but you've never even met in person. And yet they are so codependent on you for one reason or the other that they act as if they've known you your whole life, and their family, and you don't even feel comfortable because you don't feel the same way toward them. So what is going to be necessary to, first of all, recognize that, so that you don't get pulled in and you don't take that bait, because and a lot of times it's just going to be a matter of ignoring it. It's just going to be a matter of just letting them say their words and let those words just hang out in the air, like not reciprocating that, because you're not going to take the bait and start giving them what they want, which it may be they want to feel important for the moment. They may want some financial aid. They may want some validation. They may want to vent on you. They may be somebody that always vents about all their issues and dramas that they're having with other people, and that's the only time you hear from them. And then they can go for a long time, you don't hear from them, and then all of a sudden they contact you. And it's not because, hey, I just want to catch up and say hello. It's because, hey, I have a problem, I have a need, and I know you've been a supply in the past, so I'm going to get in there. And I know the way that I've been able to get in there in the past is say, hey buddy, hey my friend, how's it going, miss you, blah blah blah, and get you kind of roped in. And then you're roped in and you're happy and you're saying hello and everything, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I got this issue, I got this need, and yeah, life hasn't been too great for me, and blah 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 blah, and you're like feeling just the sucking out of your energy. This is a codependent person, a person that needs healing, and a person that needs to grow up and learn how to get their own needs supplied. And you can't grow them up. You can be kind to them. You don't have to be mean to them, but you want to have strong boundaries around them. If they want to vent, it might be, instead of answering the call, you might have to ignore their calls. Or you may have to just let them know, I'm busy right now. You've got to kind of really make it very clear, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this relationship anymore. And if they do come to you and say, hey, what's going on? Then you can explain. You can say, well, I'm busy, I've grown, and I've realized that our relationship was based on this, and that's not what I want my relationships based on anymore. I would rather have relationships that are based on mutual trust, mutual interest, mutual give and receive, not a dependent type of situation. So sometimes that conversation may need to happen, but it doesn't always need to happen. Sometimes they'll just wander off. They'll realize they're not getting any more supply from you, and they'll they'll finally just let you go and leave you alone and realize you're not interested anymore. We hope most of the times that that's what will happen. They'll just take the message. But there are times when we are going to have to confront it, and we're going to have to say, hey, this relationship and the way you address me in our relationship, I don't feel the same way. My life is different now than when we first met, and I'm a different person, and I just feel like it's time just to kind of part ways now. And of course, they're not going to necessarily understand, but if we can do that in a diplomatic way that way, and let them know in a caring way, in a kind way, that it's not about you, it's just about where I am in life and the healing I've been through and the kind of relationships I want to have now. And I don't feel like this relationship I have with you is a healthy relationship. I feel like it's a codependent relationship. And I'm sorry that my part in that, but my part in that is over now. And I wish you the best. I hope you, find healing too, and that you get what you need out of life, but I'm not the person for that anymore. So it's just about letting them know that you're, in some way or another, that you're not available for their codependency. So this takes practice. It takes practice of recognizing it. This morning, I was just recognizing that and something I kept seeing I was avoiding. So there's a relationship with a particular person that keeps pursuing me that I keep kind of running from or kind of avoiding, but and I've noticed a couple times I've taken the bait and gotten sucked back into it, but I feel very inauthentic with them. It's hard for me to be my authentic self because I'm not the self I was when they met me. I'm a different person now, and our relationship is different. And I realized that and decided to do this video for that very reason, because sometimes it takes practice. Like as many times as we've put up boundaries and as we've noticed codependent relationships and we've broken that cycle, sometimes things from the past or things that have already been put into play come back in to haunt us, come back in to kind of draw us back in. And you'll feel it. You feel the resistance. So whenever you feel a resistance to somebody that is coming into your life, and it could be everybody. Like I've thought sometimes I'm totally antisocial, but no, it's not. It's because the first 40 years of my life was filled with codependent individuals. And so I haven't established and developed a lot of new, healthier relationships yet, especially in the times that we're living in when people are being more isolated than ever. So I'm recognizing it has nothing to do with me as far as me being an antisocial person. It has everything to do with where I am in life. And the ones that I had established relationships with in the past, those are no longer healthy for me to move forward in the way that I want to move forward in life. And so when I've recognized that when I see a resistance with a person, like every time they call, every time they want to get in contact with me, I feel like, I don't want to answer that phone. I know that there's some codependency there. I know there's something, and the reason I know that is because the reason we feel that with anybody ever is because we don't feel like we can be our self, our authentic self. Whenever we don't feel like we can just let ourselves be who we are without feeling the stress of that. Whenever we feel like we have to hide some of ourselves, or we can't be completely who we are, we're around somebody without ramification, we're not going to want to be around them, or there is going to be a resistance there. Okay? And sometimes it's just that the person can be an aggressive person and a sensitive person. So an aggressive person in that you try to let them know what you like and don't like, but they kind of overpower you with their personality and don't really listen. Those type of people. Or it can be an overly sensitive person that, you say, I can't go today, and suddenly they don't talk to you for 2 weeks and they've got their feelings all hurt because you said no about something. It could be an overly sensitive person like that. There's a lot of different personalities like that where you feel like you can't just be who you are. You feel like you got to walk on eggshells. Well, I'm telling you right now, you got to quit walking on the damn eggshells. Okay? You've got to, when we step into our power, we've got to be able to just be who we are and let the cards fall where they may. And some people aren't going to like us, and we know that, even as kind as we are. What is it, the meme I saw the other day? I forget what it was. Oh my gosh, it was so funny about, you could be as, perfect. I don't remember the meme exactly, but you could be a perfect person, perfect, and you're still going to have people out there that don't like you just because, you look like somebody they remembered that they didn't like in the past, or because you're a woman or a male, or because you belong, you're white or you're black, or because you are, belong to a certain organization, or you have a certain belief or a certain opinion. There's just always going to be somebody out there that doesn't like you, and that's okay. What we want to do when we step into our power to not be codependent and to actually have healthy relationships is we want to be authentic. We don't want to walk on eggshells. We want to just be who we are and be relaxed in who we are, no matter who we're with. And if somebody doesn't like that, then they don't have to hang out with us. That's their choice. They don't have to hang with us. They don't have to watch our videos. They don't have to have anything to do with us. That's their prerogative. And so it's allowing yourself to bloom out like that. So then once you bloom out and you become your authentic, the more authentic you are and the more centered you are and aligned you are, you're aligning now your mind, your heart, and your emotions. They all agree, rather than I'm going, but I don't want to go. And, just the whole cognitive dissonance that we experience when we're trying to please people all the time. So now we're aligned, and now we can start magnetizing those people that actually align with us, and they will be healthier relationships. If we continue to magnetize codependent people to us, like even new relationships, it is because we are codependent. It is because we are putting something out there that is very codependent. We want something out of other people, and we want them to meet a need that we haven't met ourselves yet. And most of the time, that is an emotional need that we may not even recognize. So we really want a partner to tell us, to think of us as the most special person in the world. It's not so much that I just want to have somebody to hang out with. I want somebody with the same interests, but it's, I want somebody here so that I can feel like a woman, or I can feel like a man, or I can have sex with, or I can feel emotional, feel like they think I'm the greatest person in the world, or whatever these needs that we have. Or they could feel like I'm beautiful, or tell me I'm beautiful. All those things are just needs that we have that we can meet ourselves when we genuinely love ourselves, and when we practice that and get our roots down in genuine self-love. And I encourage you, if you waver heavily in genuine self-love, I encourage you to go over to my website at highvibeslife.com. There is a link up in the description, as well as under my About tab, and set up an appointment with me. I no longer offer free appointments. I'm sorry, but that just got out of hand. But I offer a highly discounted appointment, and it's an hour long, and I will give you value in that appointment, but we can also discuss whether or not you want to continue on, and we could sign you up for my 8-week genuine self-love program that is specifically designed to root you in self-love and to uproot those messages and those patterns in yourself that are self-sabotaging. If you enjoy my videos, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you hit the bell, then you'll be alerted when I put out a new video, and you won't miss any of my videos. You can also subscribe to my email, which there is a link in the description. And I usually send out an email when I put out a new video as well. You won't get 1,000 emails from me because I don't do that. But if you want to be updated on new videos or new courses that I have, then definitely subscribe to my email. Also, I have a Genuine Self-Love Facebook group for women that are healing their heart and that are stepping into their own genuine self-love journey. And I invite you to come over. Participation is required, but I invite you to come over and apply for it. And again, that link will be in the description. So hope you guys all have a great day, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you for listening to my video. Bye-bye.